American, fighting the most crucial battle of freedom in the world's history. Being tough means protecting the American heritage of dignity and freedom. Freedom of thought, of speech, of action, of press, of education, of sports, and of religion. For all men, a freedom that protects our right to indulge or refrain without imposing by physical force or any kind of coercion our views or habits upon others.
It's Ramsey, Dewey, and Jourdan Chow, and we're here today to test out the techniques that Lieutenant Jack Dempsey taught in his book, How to Fight Tough. If you're not familiar with this book, back in the 1940s during World War II, Jack Dempsey, the world heavyweight boxing champion and also a judo practitioner and catch wrestler, was commissioned by the United States government to create a manual on hand-to-hand combat for soldiers. So we're going to test out these techniques, see what works, what doesn't, what's outdated, what's not, and what we can glean from this. Ready, Jourdan? Let's go. This first technique involves grabbing a jacket. So Jourdan is wearing his gi jacket, which is analogous to, well, a jacket of that a soldier might wear. So, step one, grab the lapels. Step two, open it up, pull it up high. Step three, pull it down over the shoulders, control the guy. Now you can knee him in the groin, step behind, get an osotogari or something like that, and have control over your opponent. Let's see how likely this is. Step one, seize the lapels, pull them up, maybe a little lower, pull them up, down over the shoulders. Oh, that's nice. Why don't they ever teach this in jiu-jitsu class? Knee him in the groin, and then step behind and... Whew, I kind of like that. Hold on, Jourdan, let's try this with variable levels of resistance. This is kind of neat. So we're going to grab low, because not high like we usually do for controls, the high collar grip in judo or jiu-jitsu, but down low, okay, up, down, okay, I kind of like that. Jourdan, maybe give me some resistance here. Fight back. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I basically give him in T-Rex arms here, so can you hit me? Severely limited his ability to strike. Can you get any good grips? I mean, he can still kick, but I can too, probably with better leverage. Okay, I'm gonna go for the osotogari. He's got forewarning. Okay. I'm gonna start abusing the white belts in jiu-jitsu class with this move.
By now, it should be apparent that wars are not fought according to the Marquis of Queensberry rules, so if you had any such dangerous notion, now is the time to get it out of your mind. Alley fighting is strictly in order.
Jourdan's going to try the technique on me. So grab fairly low, wrench it up. Okay, that's interesting. Seriously, why is this not taught in jiu-jitsu class? It's not illegal. Okay, can you do the back step trip, the osotogari? And yeah, there's not a lot I can do. Okay, that sucks. Hold on. I'll do it again. I'll try to grip fight with you. Like, yeah. And the having your arms like this severely limits my defensive options. Like even if I know it's coming. Here's another question I have. What if we have a belt? Like how likely are we going to be able to translate this to jiu-jitsu or judo with a belt on where we have to untuck the thing? Let's try that out. So Jourdan put a belt on because a couple of things. I want to know, one, if this is transferable to sport jiu-jitsu or sport judo, but also two, you have to keep in mind this was a World War II era combat manual, and we've got to be able to not only tear open a jacket wearing buttons, but certain soldiers wore belts on their uniforms back then. So we've got to understand, is this something that is feasible under those conditions? You ready? Huh. Yes! Now, let's do it with some resistance. Fight back. Oh, now it's a group fight battle. Got to get the inside grips. He knows what's coming. Knee him in the groin. Judo chop. Ha! There, finally. Ha! So, Like all good things, we got to get out there and train to make these things work with variable levels of resistance. I can tell you for a fact that some of the bigger guys that I train with, this wouldn't work so well on them because they're so big and hench and massive that their gi tops are pretty tight on them, so it would be like trying to peel off a rash guard. But here, Jourdan, you go ahead and try it on me. Okay, it's my broad shoulders make it a little bit harder. I've been doing shoulder presses this week. Okay. Now let's try that again, but with resistance. Now I know it's coming, but you know, you're in a fight, you know the other guy's gonna fight back, so let's, maybe I'll try to hand fight a little. Okay, it's actually not that hard to get. Okay. I like this technique. I like it a lot, actually. I'm gonna spam this on the weight belts like crazy.
If it's legal, then do it.
Legal? What are you talking about, Jourdan? What do you think this is, a game? This is war! War! A lot of these techniques will be very familiar to practitioners of jiu-jitsu and catch wrestling, such as the cross-collar choke. You know, basic move in both judo and jiu-jitsu. There we go. So if you don't know that move, I grab high on the collar, attaching my wrist to his carotid artery. This hand is going to come under, my wrist is on his other carotid artery, and I row toward myself and I squeeze and I put pressure on the neck. Totally legit move. Defense number one against the two-handed rape choke. Go ahead. Let's slow that down. So pummel to the inside, chop the sides of the neck into our double collar ties, boom, knee to the groin. Captain Krav Maga would be proud.
Just attack me, I will show you what to do.
Ready?
Okay, so from here, you kick the groin, you kick the groin, kick the groin. And when he's on the ground, you move him so you can punch the groin. Punch it, punch it, punch it.
This next one is a classic catch wrestling move, the gravet, the throat crush, or the chin crush. So I can do this a few different ways. Pummel through here, grab this if I want to break the neck. I apply upward pressure like this, catching his head under. So I can break his posture at the hip or the shoulder. Come under here, notice his head is facing sideways, grab the shoulder, grab here, and apply upward pressure with my figure four wrist lock there. Now, the specific way it's illustrated in the book is actually a throat crush. So Dempsey does it like this, crushing the trachea. A third option is crush the chin. If the guy tucks his chin in, now we can get it over the chin and press the chin into the throat. So all three ways, gravet, neck crank, trachea crush, choke, or chin crush. All three great techniques. Since this was a military hand-to-hand combat manual, there are obviously a number of gun disarm techniques for the off chance that you are caught without a weapon against somebody holding you up with a gun. Now, like a lot of self-defense experts out there on the internet, they will teach you get off the line and try to control the barrel and redirect it before you get shot. Okay, but something Jack Dempsey teaches the other guys don't is punch him in the face, knee him in the groin. Kill this guy before he kills you. This next technique. The rear naked choke. The most high percentage strangulation submission technique in all of fighting. What I like about this manual is how Dempsey teaches the choke correctly. You'll notice he gets his head behind his head, he's got this arm behind the head, he's applying space. Very effective choke. Now it might just be for demonstration purposes, but in the pictures, and there weren't a whole lot of pictures in this book, you see his arm reaching out here. Now, in a real fight, we don't want to show the other guy this arm because if he can see it, he can grab it, and now we have a whole different fight on our hands and he can possibly escape. So we're going to sneak this one up behind. Here, Jourdan, fight the hands, and now he's not going to be able to get that hand before it can choke him. A wrist lock takedown. He places a hand on my chest. If this happens, grab the hand, bow down. He goes down to the ground, and then what do? Boom, knee him in the face. One more time, hand on the chest, bow down, wrist lock, boom, knee. Jourdan, you want to give that a try? Hey, bub. Oh. Okay. Legit technique if you happen to be here. Now, My question, though, in a war, when would you end up here? I don't know, maybe... I use this sometimes in jiu-jitsu when people grab my lapels. If you are in a hand-to-hand situation, let's actually do that. So Jourdan's got this on, and I grab this. You can do a very similar thing. Put both hands over the top, and now, yeah, you can turn a grip. Here, go and switch jackets with me. You can turn a grip into a wrist lock. Lots of different ways. And in a fight, people grab your clothing all the time. So if he's got a collar grip, I can turn this around. Yes, this can become a wrist lock. Now, it's much more difficult if he's got a tight grip, but yeah, you can definitely wrist lock him from there. Yeah, you can also rotate it. So, what do you think, Jourdan? Legit?
Legit.
Legit. This next technique, believe it or not, predates Master Wong. If somebody tries to groin kick you, so he's using an X block, very similar to the movement you will see in a lot of karate forms, right? So I'm coming over the top and I'm gripping because the foot naturally slides into the hands. So if I'm swinging, if he's swinging the leg up, go ahead, as opposed to, a front kick grab like this one. This is a different thing. Now I can lift that straight up from there. So here, Jourdan, you want to give that a try? Yeah. Here you go, then I'll go. Yeah, it's shockingly easy to grip with the open hands. And then just push it down, pull it up, push down, pull up. One more time. And then you can get all kinds of takedowns once you have control of the foot. This next technique is another escape from the two-handed rape choke. Jourdan is going to thrust his arm up high, rotate his body, and then come down over here. Now, there are a lot of similar looking techniques taught from some really crappy self-defense videos. What makes this different is the details. And Jack Dempsey gives you lots of details in this book. One, rotate the body as you shoot that arm up high and hard. Now, bring it down. So it's not just the force of the arm. Notice Jourdan's doing this slowly. He doesn't have to punch it up and down really hard, although if you do, great, you might actually break the wrist in the process. Now, what's often taught in these self-defense videos is just like chop. Yeah, like Fred Mastro taught this nonsense, and where they do like elbows to the inside of the elbows, or karate chops, or here, you do it to me. Like, ha, 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 ha. And it's just patently absurd, but here, grab me, and I rotate, and I come down, we can get a whizzer right there, a lot of great options. And it's the rotation of the body that makes the big difference. Again, rotate, down, here, you go ahead. So up, around, yeah. You can set up some really great techniques if you do it right. Make the angles. This next technique is a counter to the choke from behind, and this is something I see in a lot of bad self-defense technique videos. My honest question is, can you choke somebody with your hands from behind? So we're going to test out. Jourdan, I want you to go 100%, see if you can strangle me from behind. Get me to tap out. Okay, I felt a little bit of a loss of blood to the brain because he was constricting my carotid arteries, and if I just stood there for maybe 30 more seconds, it did nothing, didn't resist at all, maybe I would black out. But Jourdan, you want me to see if I can do it to you? So I'm going to try to choke Jourdan from behind. Ready? Okay, I don't have the hand strength. I know a few guys who do, like a few just monsters with monster hands who could absolutely squish somebody from behind like that. But we're talking about a pretty big size and strength disparity. So let's just assume we're fighting a much bigger, much stronger guy who can just crush your throat from behind like that. Let's try it out.
There is only one way out. Quote, in such a situation, I raise my right arm high. If he thinks I'm Heiling Hitler, he is in for a sorry awakening. He is, as a matter of fact, in for a sorry awakening, no matter what he thinks.
So lift up the arm, rotate, wrap around. If I'm still holding on, yeah. Oh. So I think the moral of the story isn't so much, is this a good technique or a bad technique? It's, this is a bad technique. Right, the counter is fine. This, though, that's the bad technique. So if you're in a war, maybe use your gun or your knife, or maybe just punch him in the face, get a rock, because this isn't going to cut it. In this next technique, I have my opponent from behind as an alternative to strangling him. I get a tight waist around the middle with my left, reach down here, grab this, pick him up, get in here tight and close, bring him down to the floor, step over, grab that toe, grab his hair, pull him up, neck crank him, toe hold him, and calf slice him all at the same time. In real life, he's tapping out. If followed through to its logical conclusion, what happens to Jourdan's leg? Well, his leg gets torn to shreds. He's no longer able to walk. This enemy combatant is no longer very combative at that point. Want to give it a try?
Sure, okay.
Okay, so we got a tight waist, pick the ankle, step behind, slide through, grab the toe. All right, Jourdan, now grab my hair. Come on, grab my hair. We have to do it exactly as taught in the book, or it doesn't count. Just grab the hair. Jourdan, what are you waiting for? Come on. It's not going to work if you don't do it right. Jack Dempsey calls this next technique the belt trick. So all in one swift move, grab the belt, push here. Okay. I think I found another trick I'm going to abuse white belts with, but grab here, step here, push here, pull. Oh, where have I seen this before? This seems really familiar. Wait. It's karate! Oh man, Jesse Enkamp is going to wet his pants over this. Check this out. Grab the belt. This hand comes up here, makes a frame, pull, push, down, boom. Okay. Karate for the win. Jourdan, you want to give this a try? Let's grab. Here, one more time. Okay. Man, I like this. It reminds me of a Greco-Roman takedown where you grab the hands right here, put the head right here, push and pull. And the reason that works is because you break the posture. Now with the belt, as Jourdan's grabbing the belt and pulling, it's putting pressure on my lower back and bending in a position where I can no longer stand up straight. So one more time, he pulls here, puts pressure here, counter pressure at the collar. Karate man. Jourdan will come in with an overhand block. I'll come in right here. I'll grab him in the Americana. I can take him down like so. Or, as Jack Dempsey demonstrated in the book, come in here, block, kick him in the groin repeatedly. Yeah, I can wrist lock him also. I can take him down here. I can break his arm. I can stab him with his own knife. And one thing Dempsey emphasizes again is how aggressive you have to be, but not just that, you've got to do something very important I'm always telling you to do. Get out there and train, because if you don't train consistently, here's what happens. Go ahead and stand up, Jourdan. If I don't know where to place my hands, like, oh, does it go here? Does it go there? One thing Jack Dempsey says in this book, which I really like, he says, make sure to study these techniques before you go out to fight, because in the middle of a fight, it doesn't work like this. Knife-wielding attacker approaches. Hold on. I've got to check the manual. See where my left hand goes. All right, now attack me again. Oh, wait. I've got to check to see where my right hand goes. Oh, yes, left over right. Hold on. Ready? Go. No, hold on. Wait, I forgot. Got to check the book. And if you are on the field of battle checking a book to try to... This next chapter is interesting. It's called How to Beat the Smart Knife Man. how to beat the smart knife man. What is a smart knife man? It's not a guy who holds the knife out here or out here, but a guy who keeps it very close to the body and keeps this hand up here. Why is this more dangerous than this? Well, for the simple reason that now that it's closer to my body, it's more difficult to disarm. Now he's going to have to tangle up with this arm first, and if he's tangled up with that one, yeah, if he's tangled up with my lead arm, he's definitely getting cut with the knife hand. So how do we deal with that guy? Let's see what Jack Dempsey has to say. One of the immediate problems with this book is that, like a lot of old martial arts technique books, it has very few illustrations. So we only got 1, 2, 3 pictures at most to show how the technique worked. And this next one's a fairly complex leg entanglement, so we might have missed some details. But we have the smart knife man. He's got a low guard. Instead of engaging up here, or I'm going to get stabbed, I'm going to do something different. Kick the leg, scoop him, roll over, leg entanglement, and break this. I'm getting stabbed in the foot right now. Hopefully I've got some steel-toed boots on. But if you're doing this barefoot, I'm getting stabbed in the knees. Now, when I first looked at this, I was like, why would you do leg locks against a knife attack? But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, well, if I'm getting stabbed, it's probably better to get stabbed in the foot than it is to get stabbed in the heart. So around here, rotate. I mean, I could also bring them down this way and keep them out of range. You know, not exactly what the book taught, but I like the takedown. I like the idea of keeping my vital organs as far away from the knife as possible. Coming down here, getting that sweep, getting up here, and you know, if I've got boots on, like army boots, military boots, something like that, I think I would much rather fight the knife wielding guy down here than on an even playing field. So I don't hate this. There are some guys I definitely would not try this on, but I like leg entanglements. I like them a lot. Like the driving heel sweep. That one, I don't know if you're familiar with that one. It's a similar idea. Now, let's try it against live resistance. Ready? I'm getting stabbed in the leg. No. In this book, Dempsey teaches some basic striking and dirty boxing. Collar tie, knuckle to the solar plexus, knee him in the face, or in Dempsey's own words,
this can break the enemy's skull, fracture his nose, spill his teeth, rip his lips, and blind him. In short, if he survives, he might safely be returned to the fatherland, where his battered recollection of a face could be used to induce recalcitrant children to hail the Führer.
This next one is the flying mare, or the soinage, but he's setting up for risk of holding the guy over here. Maybe he has weapons in his hand. It is a battlefield anyway. Turn around here, open up, and then Judo drop to the neck. Finish him.
You can use this same wrist control to set up all kinds of takedowns. In this live grappling session with Jourdan, I use it right there to set up my ankle pick. You can use it for upper body throws, lower body attacks. Here's Travis Stevens using the similar principle, but from pistol grips on the sleeves of his opponent's gi to set up the soinage.
Remember, in actual combat there is no mat to cushion the descent of your enemy, nor your own. Either you fall hard or you hit hard.
This last technique, well, it's a set of wrist locks and small joint manipulation off of a Russian 2-on-1. So if he's grabbing my collar, I can shut that off, bring him in over here, start goosenecking him, gooseneck plus a thumb, small joint manipulation, all kinds of nasty stuff for pain compliance. If I don't want to kill him. But if you do, what else can you do? Get behind him. Okay. But anyway, one more time. So the book doesn't show you how to do the Russian 2-on-1 or any of these grips here. But I guess they're just assuming that men back then knew how to wrestle. It's a basic wrestling move. Chuck it off, grab it here, gooseneck it, small joint manipulation there. Our final thoughts on How to Fight Tough by Jack Dempsey. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I love the jacket trick. I love the belt trick. I'm definitely going to use those, especially in jiu-jitsu class against the white belts. They're going to hate me. And, a lot of this stuff today is really common, like the rear naked choke, the cross collar choke. Everybody who's taken a judo or a jiu-jitsu class knows these techniques. But back in the 1940s, when this book was first introduced to the United States military, this wasn't common knowledge to civilians. Nobody had seen UFC 1 back then. Nobody saw Hoist Gracie choking people out in the octagon. So Jack Dempsey was truly a revolutionary in his time. He was a mixed martial artist before mixed martial arts was a thing. Not only was he a boxing champion, but he cross-trained in wrestling, in judo, in these other arts, because his interest was not just winning sport fights, but how to use techniques to defend yourself. So, all the respect in the world to Lieutenant Jack Dempsey. Thanks for your book. Thanks for teaching us how to fight tough. Thank you for watching. Now get out there and train.
Brought to you by xmartial.com. Use my code Ramsey10 for 10% off everything. That's xmartial.com. High quality training gear and fight apparel.